How about now? Can everyone hear me now? I hope so. I kind of feel like it can't be a first stream without, thanks, I'm glad you're digging the music. Let's see, I hope that people can hear me now. Am I registering? Maybe I can adjust the properties here. Yay! Okay, cool. Awesome, possum. We are now live. Hey everybody, thanks for coming. Hi Lev, hi Ibrahim, hi Frosty, hi Respawn, hi Jiraiya, hi Eerie Ghost. Wow, there's so many more people than I thought would be. Yeah, total scuff. Don't drag me for that. I'm trying. It's my first one. I'm allowed to have a scuff on the first one. Yeah, it's a lav. There's a lav here. Oh my stars. Hi Leonix. Thank you guys for coming. Wow, this is more people than I thought, and now I'm even like more nervous. No, this is fine. We can do this, Clover. Thanks for coming to my first little stream, you guys. I'm really excited to get started. Because I am such a nervous Nelly, I'm just gonna play a game where I read to you for a while. And if you feel like you want to delete some photos on your phone while I'm doing that, feel free. You know, take care of that digital storage that maybe you got more than one photo you need to get rid of. It ain't no real scuff. Aw, thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks, Rich Rio. I appreciate that. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I can do this. So yeah, let me go to my next announcement. Then I guess I'm just gonna hit this little transition thingy. Oh, it's hard. It's hard to be. I don't know why I feel nervous on a stream versus just kind of doing this on audio. I guess because it's live and I could say anything to really embarrass myself. Maybe you guys might hear stuff in the background that you don't want to hear, like my iced drink. We're gonna go from there. So, thanks, guys. Just wanted to, yeah, this is what I wanted to say. My Patreon's live. Thanks so much. There's some of you that have joined already. I really appreciate that. Don't join if you can't. Only join if you can or if you want to. No pressure on any of that. Yeah, you can be the tactical officer, Jiraiya. No problem on that. Transition. Do you like that? I made that by myself. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to say. I also wanted to just say thanks so much, you guys. I really love this community, and I love being part of it. Everyone's so supportive, and it's just a wonderful environment. And I don't want to get too corny, but I very much might be too corny. A little note about today's game. So today's game is a demo, and I've only played a little bit of it, but just so you know, the songs, everything, all the background is copywritten. So if I do anything, if I play the music from the game, it's going to totally give me a strike, and I don't want that. Oh, speaking of strike, hi Striker Prime. Oh, hi Indeed. Hi Indeed VA. Wow, we got some great, there's so many more people of you. Oh my god. Okay, that's enough people. Everybody close the door now. Close the door. There's enough. I'm nervous now, okay? Hi Ruto Kawakami. And Indeed VA. There's Indeed, sorry, does great work, and so does Lav. I think everybody here should already know. But yeah. Oh, Frosty, that's too sweet. I love that. I'm gonna sit there and remember it now. And this is kind of turning into a speech already, so maybe I should just move into the game. But yeah, just wanted to get the announcement out there. Also the disclaimer on the music. So the sound effects are not copywritten, but the music is. So you're gonna have some awkward stuff that I got for free online playing in the background, and we're just gonna have to deal with that together. Sometimes it may not match the mood, so you'll have to sit with me as I try to find something that does. But hopefully it'll all be good in the hood. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Shall we get into it, I guess? Probably, maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and try to change the music to something a little more apropos. And then I'm gonna do the thing where I transition. And cool. All right, transitioning into this game, which hopefully is on screen. There we go. So here we go. This is TOUCHSTARVED. It is an otome visual novel where people romance, I think, monster boys. which is nice because usually my content has monster girls. So we're gonna go a little reversey here, and I'm gonna romance some monster boys. Let's do it, I guess. New game. I actually did not draw my avatar lady. I had a really wonderful artist on Etsy, Retro Usagi Art on Etsy. She was the one who did my PFP, and she does really incredible retro anime. I love retro anime, so I wanted to get something that kind of reflects what I like. All right, here we go. Streamers and content creators should turn off music or volume to 0 in order to disable copyrighted music. This is a demo of TOUCHSTARVED Prologue, not the finished product. Thank you. Also, content warning. It's intended for an older audience. If you are not an older audience, you probably shouldn't be doing any of absorption into my content, I'm going to be honest. So if you're not part of the older honest, don't be absorbing my content. But yeah, so we're going to click proceed to the tutorial. Let me know if that music is too loud, and then I can always turn it down. Okay, mouse wheel stuff. Yeah, you guys don't need to worry about the UI. We're going to put my name in. And then my pronouns. All right, and then I guess we're going to get into it. Okay, I'm going to start reading in my big girl voice so that this feels more immersive. Also, I hope that everything's working. Cool. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It began with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where the reality wore so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters. Inhuman beings with unnatural power. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts driven by little more than the desire to slaughter. As cities fell and unrest spread, humans united in their fear while monsters thrived in the chaos. And then there's you. You're not even sure if you're human. You were born cursed, with your hands that alter the minds of anyone you touch. Choose your backstory. Ooh, okay, fam. Choosing the backstory. I feel like this is important, so mayhaps we want to poll. I'm gonna say unnamed hound and alchemist. So I'm not gonna do too many polls just because I think it might slow us down too much. But after you vote, do the thing I said and delete a photo on your phone because I know you got too many. I know you got too many on your phone. So we have the 3. There's the unnamed, which is you were raised as an oracle in a remote temple. The priest claimed your touch was bestowed, or the priest claimed your touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Following the mage's word, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly experience unnatural premonitions. The hound is a forsaken thief. You were raised by society's outcasts, criminals who accepted you when nobody else would. Your partner in crime, a friend since childhood, helped you steal enough money for a cure, then betrayed you. They left you with only enough coin to travel to the cenobium, your last hope. And then finally there's the alchemist, which is an exiled cenobian mage took you in as a child, raising you as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but you discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject, and you fled to the cenobium seeking a cure. Okay, giving it just a bit of time. Let's see. Big girl voice. This is not an April Fool's Day video, I promise. Okay. Oh, hi, Anon. All your photos are delicious food? Yeah, I have a lot of food photos in mine, too. Phone eats first, for sure, when I go out. Looks like everybody wants to do the hound. That's what I was gravitating towards as well. So let's do the hound, then. Sounds like fun. Okay. Your name is Clover. You selected she, her pronouns, and your backstory is the hound. Is this correct? Yep, sure is. Okay, let's go. Let's crush it. Let's do it. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death. The ever-present stench of decay and countless sun-beached you say it, if it's so easy. Sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. You know, I bet if I do this in character, I can read better. Let's do that. I could say death doesn't scare me, but to tell the truth, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. As rations grew sparse and my canteen ran dry, I began to despair. But then I saw it. Iridia, the city of knowledge. One of the last bastions of humanity left in the world, and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. All of the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's there. All the world's nope. All that stands between me and a cure is a final stretch of salt-soaked waste. Salt-soaked wastes. Or so I think. Until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking beneath the wagon. Is this fogfall? My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, smothering out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence, heavy as the mist, falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream, which I will do now. Ah! Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into wet gurgling, which probably sounds like this. Okay. Then, I keep going back and forth between this and chat. I love chat. Well, that's not good. Indeed, it is not good. Then the wagon violently pitches to the side, and I hit the ground hard. And I didn't read the rest of it. This is such a scuff, this whole thing. It's fine. The air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline leaned suddenly, awful clarity to the carnage around me. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strings of torn muscle, gleaming gristle and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. Ew. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding, white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes adjust to, I see the dark shape in front of me. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of a caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction and blink at once. Or as one. The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and runs at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. Distantly, a horse screams in the dark. I need to move now. We're gonna head towards the wagon. I take cover beside the wagon. I probably should have gone for the city. I take cover beside the wagon where the air is thick with greasy smoke. Fire eats through the gaping hole, spluttering where lantern oil mixes with brackish water. Every person I see is dead or dying, except one. A traveler. Who is going to sound, because I played this first little bit, but I went to the city the first time, is a dude, I think. So we're going to do Andrew's voice, I think, for this one. Oh, All-Mother, forgive our sins, guide us onto your hearth, we are worthy, we are worthy. A traveler grovels by the flames, their hands clasped above their head in fervent prayers. I glance upward, towards the gauzy lights of Iridia, just visible where the fog runs thinnest. I don't pray, but the sight of the city is all the reminder I need. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles? I turn in circles, frantically searching for the opaque mist for the source, but the fogfall twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He slams into me, knocking me to the ground, and slips in a patch of mud. The soulless falls on him as soon as he slows. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a streaming tide. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery mud for a handhold. Shit! My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib, jutting up from the water. Bandages unfurl the gouge torn deep between my palms. The pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. Traveler, this is Andrew. Can you stand? Sorry, this might be breaking immersion if it's too silly. Andrew. The praying traveler leans over me. We need to run! They reach for my hand and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. No, don't touch me! The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath my curse takes hold. Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. We're gonna, and here comes the, yeah, these descriptions are really good, Frosty. I really enjoy it. So, here's Andrew's maniacal laugh. Hope that wasn't too loud. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of my own making. Their grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go! Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die! Die, 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 die! Spit bubbles at the corners of their mouths and flecks on my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs scream for air. We're gonna fight them off, because we're big girl. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, and not because of the fog fall or the soulless, but because of my own curse. Tears sting my eyes. No, 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 not here. Not like this. Not by Andrew. The hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine, lips still split in the macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath, then slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. The soulless shoves the body aside, and the glowing eyes studying its leathery skin thin as though grinning. Definitely said that wrong. Uh-oh, you guys. This was a short game. There's a flash of claws. Red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain. But as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth. The grit of silt. Whoa. All I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth and the icy embrace of shallow water. Distantly, I notice an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds. Mine, neatly severed at the elbow. It should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold, alone, and face down in a desolate wasteland. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. I had to very quickly change the music because I have played up to this point and I know that there is no more need for that music. So cool. We dead. The end. Bye. Not the video game playing my... Alright, here we go. If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror, nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But the next moment I take a reflexive breath. Air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Okay, ragged gasp. I guess it would sound like... like that. That would be my ragged gasp. Clover said, bye! Dun, dun, dun. I love this chat. It's so much fun. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin. A firm surface beneath me. A strange tang of sulfur in the air. This guy. Alright, so I guess here's the next vote. If we want to do another poll, I'm not sure. Should I voice the male characters seriously, or should I voice them sillily? I feel like I should do them seriously, but I'm also not very good at male voices, so they might come out as just really deep lady voices. And then I think everyone's going to get a little confused. So let's see how it goes. Okay. Gonna try a little bit of a slightly deeper male voice. I have a dream one day to maybe do audiobooks if I can ever read without making a mistake. As you can see, not happening. But we gonna try. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do use JoJo voices. Deep lady voices. Let's try. We're gonna do deep. Try to be male voices. Here we go. Do not be afraid. I twist my head towards the voice. Tears flood my bleary vision at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding, but more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Stay away from me! My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. Sorry, I should have said that more weak and helpless. Stay away from me. No. No? Who the hell is this? We gonna sit up. I manage to push myself up on one elbow, but my head swims and my surroundings give an alarming lurch. A stubborn patient. I don't have the strength to dignify that with a response. Instead, I pull the sheets up higher and wipe my eyes until my vision clears. The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light reflects off of his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I notice that I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. My favorite. Naked, lying on a low cot, with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet to hide them from sight, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable suspicion and disgust, but his expression doesn't even flicker from that of a courteous smile. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You are safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe with anywhere, with anyone. The only people I've ever trusted betrayed me for a fat purse of coin. Every time I mess up, I go over to the chat and I see how much fun. Oh, thanks, Striker. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for coming. Wow, there's so many people here. You guys are so awesome. With a soft creak, he stands from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. I seem to be in some sort of medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic that I can't quite place. Hi, doctor. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. I'm gonna say, can you go? Could you go, please? Ninonic9. Thanks for Cheerio. I appreciate it. This is this is a lot of fun. I hope that it's fun for you guys. You let me know if anything can be done better. And we're also going to tell this guy to get out while I'm dressing. I lift my head, looking defiantly into those golden eyes. Could you step out first? I'm not getting dressed with you standing there. To my surprise, the man's mouth quirks. I was not planning on watching. Still smiling to himself, he disappears through a narrow door, and I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. I count to 3 in the sudden silence. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. And yet my arm shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least gasping out my last breaths. Yeah, I also don't trust that smile, Respawn. It is a little sus that he grins like that, huh? I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up bleeding out in the swamp, but nothing happens. The seconds tick by and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I reach for the replacement clothes and begin stiffly putting them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, with a black woolen cloak to go with them, but there's one thing still missing, my bandages. The golden-eyed man didn't leave me with any, even though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open once more. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump up against the edge of the cot. Your caution is understandable. Though if I meant you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make me feel any better. Oh, that doesn't make me feel better. This is a problem I have. I absolutely will add in words to scripts, and I feel like there's gotta be some ASMR RP authors who might hate that. I'm really sorry, because it's just a natural thing. Yeah, it is pretty good to have the arm back. Indeed, I do see you ignoring red flags because he's hot. Yes, this is a thing we will have to work on. Yeah, this game's really interesting, Frosty. I'm also curious about this. I wish it wasn't just a demo. Once this game is released, y'all might not see me for a while. I really, this might be my new, oh my gosh, Ghosty. Oh, thank you, Ghosty. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Big hearts for that. Thank you. Oh, now I'm extra nervous. Oh no, now I'm extra nervous. Okay, well we're just gonna keep going then. And try not to be too nervous. But thank you so much. That's so sweet. Yay. Thanks, Ghost. So I don't even know how to continue with that on the super chat now. I was gonna say once this game comes out, you might not see me because it'll be my whole new personality, but no, I guess I have to continue playing. Thanks again, Ghost. Okay. Back to it. Did everybody get water while I was randomly rambling and being super nervous and really grateful for that super chat? Okay, water. No. Oh god. No. Alright, bye, Respawn. Oh, have fun. Actually, have fun in the rabbit hole of the game. Oh, I thought you were leaving, but you can stay. All right. Okay, back to it. Back in the head. Head in the game. Head in the game, Clover. Okay. That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest, but he makes no move toward me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cloth. May I ask why you need additional bandages? I clench my jaw. I knew it would only be a matter of time before he asked about my hands, though the way he does it is strangely roundabout. I'm going to I'm gonna say nothing. There's no answer I could give without raising unwelcome suspicion, so I just shake my head and finish tying the bandages in silence. I can only help you if you tell me what ails you. An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? Oh my gosh, Richard! What? Thank you. Thank you so much for that. That's a lot, you guys. Thank you thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. That's really sweet. Wow, this is such a crazy first stream experience. Ow, now I'm gonna be flustered. Okay. And, oh, thank you. I'm just really, like, shocked. I am shocked, and I am really humbled. Thank you so much. That is really sweet. Not trying to tear up. Not trying to tear up. Okay, thanks. You guys, if you keep doing that, it's just, we're not gonna have very much gameplay, because it'll be me, like, having, like, 20 minutes of recovery, so, and then I get all, like, verklempt and, like, emotional. Okay. Thanks again, I appreciate it. Oh my god, no, don't grab your wallet, because you guys, I appreciate it. Okay. Oh my god, super emotional. Okay, thank you again. Thank you, Ghost, and thank you, Richero. I think you guys are super sweet. Actually, everybody in this chat's really sweet. I really appreciated everybody coming. I kind of expected to stream to maybe 1 or 2 people, if that. But I'm just feeling really lucky. So, thanks. Thanks so much. So, all right, gonna keep going. Wow. Anyway, no, best to keep my curse to myself for now and learn more about him first. And, oh, thank you guys. Oh, you guys, this is so sweet. I am really, I'm really shocked. Thank you. Okay, all right, can do it. Okay, focus. Can continue to play game. Can do it. Who are you? You may call me Karash. I did have to go learn how to pronounce this, because I was like, is it Karas? Is it Karas? Oh, yeah, I really appreciated everybody being so patient when I was having the mic issues. It was such a struggle. There's still some poppy clickies, but I think I got it figured out. It's like a power interference thing. I had to get an uninterrupted power source. I live in an old building, so sometimes there's spikes and it causes such a huge issue. But luckily we got this. We got that UPS, and we gonna make it work. You may call me Karash. And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia. So I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You are the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment. Which you provided? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from feeling a bit stiff, it feels fine, thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on? Pardon? A Solus attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I trail off, bewildered. I've never heard of any magic that could heal a mortal wound like that. What kind of person could do such a thing? The doctor, Karash, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair, quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is the city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and it is more unwise to give or receive it. And and it is most unwise to give or receive it freely. I thought it was Curtis. Super fun. Okay, let's see. But it is this deadly secrets alike. Information is power. It's the most. Since you have refused to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. I was just. You are new to Iridia, so I'll overlook this specific breach of etiquette. However, you should not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? He looks pointedly at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I am also a complete stranger to him, and if he's telling the truth, he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Clover. My name is Clover. It is a pleasure to meet you, Clover. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor. Oh, thanks. Welcome to the coterie, Richerio. Thanks for joining. I have a little membership on the YouTube channel I started, and I will be releasing early options on there. The videos will come early to that tier, that group. Thank you guys. Anyway, here we go. Thank you for saving me, or why did you save me? We're gonna be, I don't know, should we be incredulous in the, why did you save me? Or, thanks for, we're gonna say thank you. Thank you for saving my life. I chance a smile in return. Even if you won't explain how he did the impossible, there's no doubt in my mind that I'd be dead if not for Karash. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just being excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. But I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Karash. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what kind of price Karash might ask for such well-made clothes. Really wanted to say well-made garments, but I didn't. Respawn, I'm not sure what you missed. He's just kind of, we're just talking to the doc. He says, no, I suppose not. Free clothes? Forgive my presumption. I rarely come across so fascinating a patient. I blink. What did he just say? I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help being curious about you, Clover. He's flirting. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. I don't know what to say to that. I honestly don't know what to say to that. If you knew more about me, you might not like me as much as you think. Doctor or not, he wouldn't want to risk his life or sanity over me. No one ever does. A peculiar thing to say. Why would I have cause to dislike you? Sorry, just going back and forth. Yeah, I'm writing my own story. This is what's going to happen now. We're going to go for very clovery headcanon. It is my favorite thing to do. It is my favorite thing to do, to be honest. While a potential maniac sizes her up. I'm in danger! Yeah, that's pretty much this. A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent. Incessant. Insistent. And Karash lets out a tired sigh. Please wait your turn. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Clover? Oh. Between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the Cenobium. The Cenobium? The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The Cenobium's gate open for precious few visitors. Even if they did, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risked life and limb for nothing? Literally limb, hey hey. No, I'm sorry, I laughed at that to myself and I was like, that is corny, that is corny. No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridia is the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not the Cenobium, where would you suggest? That sounded really whiny. We're not going to go back. Anyway. Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wet Wick and ask for Leander. Excuse me? The Wet... what? The Wet Wick. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the postings advertising Leander's bloodhounds. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Karash points towards the clinic's back door. You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. Oh man, the Wet Willy! Can I get a John Wick instead? Ayo! No, you get a Wet Wick. That is what you get, because that is what we'd have. Crush says, if you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. And I'm going to change the music just for funsies. Whee! I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of chamber pots that have been emptied into the street. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Everything is still inside. Every last coin that I'd scraped together for the journey to Iridia. It doesn't even look like it was opened. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glance back at the clinic's closed door. Karash didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Karash gave me a second chance, and a lead on where I might find help. I'd better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Karash's clinic stretches down the road already. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. Why? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about owing him a favor, Frosty. I feel like, he should have taken some money so that I wouldn't feel like I owed, or something. Oh yeah, if you want a music change, you let me know, because I can change this music. Sometimes it gets a little weird. I really wish they hadn't copywritten the music, because the music in the game is actually really interesting. Okay, I drank some water. Okay, here we go. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. Vendor, this morning's catch. I'm going to be an old woman. Old woman for the vendor. This morning's catch, fried up hot and fresh, not too many eyeballs today. That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stall's grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its 3 bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. "What's the cheapest thing you've got?" The vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough.
"Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth."
I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. Oh, I hope I didn't miss anything. Just keep trying to go back and forth between the chat and here. Music is fire. Oh, yay, I'm glad you like the music. I got it on, I don't know if you guys use Humble Bundle, but I love Humble Bundle, and they recently had like a royalty-free music thing. So I got really lucky in that Humble Bundle royalty-free music pack. It was great. Yum, eldritch fish. Yay, give me all them eyeballs. Nom 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 nom. All right. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color. Painted walls and tinted glass are everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Aredia's entertainment district. You know what that means. Wink, wink. Wink, wink, wink. Entertainment. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the word "Bloodhounds" printed above his head. A motto, "As above, so below," circles the artwork. Ooh, that's one of my favorite quotes. I love "as above, so below." Really kind of get your head thinking about things. Yeah, I agree. Dizzying riot of colors, so good. If Leander is the leader of the Bloodhounds, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I'm very good at deduction. I follow the line of identical posters around the corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wet Wig." The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. The inside of a bar is a far cry from the abandoned exterior. It's not even midday, yet most of the tables and booths are occupied by a loose assembly of people in matching green cloaks. There's a lot you can tell about a city by its dives. This one seems ordinary enough, even if the uniforms are unusual. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring. I'm about to head towards the counter when a chant rises from the center of the room. We're gonna bring Andrew back. Show, show, show. The remaining green cloaks abandon the bar and their booths to rush toward the center of the room in a sudden torrent. There's no time to move out of the way. I'm caught and swept along in the ale-stenched current. Hey! Rhythmic chanting drowns out my voice. I thrash, throwing out my elbows as the press of bodies grows heavier. My hip knocks into a table, and I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself. But the crowd is stilled, and the chanting stopped. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. And a tum-tum. We see a tummy. Should this guy be Andrew? I feel like I want to just keep Andrew in this game for as long as possible. But, Andrew, the lovable dude, bro. Maybe we'll do like a serious Andrew. We'll do serious Andrew voice. Is that possible? Let's see. Seriously? You dogs again? Scattered laughter and cheers rise from the audience. I drag my eyes upwards. A well-dressed man stands on the table in front of me, his broad shoulders framed by the thick lapels of a trench coat. This really is the last time, all right? This time, when he speaks, the audience falls silent, as though bewitched by his magnetic presence or rich, low voice. Oh, he has a rich, low voice. That is not an Andrew voice, I tell you what. But nothing is as captivating as his smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. Don't blink, or you'll miss it. He laughs, and the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It would seem I found Leander. He raises his hand above the audience and snaps. A flash of green pale light. Whoops, I said that. A flash of pale green light. Real magic. No ordinary stage trick blinds me.
Whee!
As the brilliance ebbs, my gaze refocuses on the mage towering above me. He flicks his wrist and the magic spiraling around him coalesces. A delicate flower stem sprouts between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals spring forth. Oh, I love lilies. With a flourish, the mage presents the conjured flowers. The audience bursts into clapping and cheers. A genuine magic show was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick. Leander plucks the iridescent bouquet out of the air and turns in a slow circle, giving his audience a good look. He's hot. Yeah, he's a pretty little. He's got a good physique. We're watching respectfully. We're looking respectfully. Interested in his culture, but very respectful at this point. Now, who could use some good luck? Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table. Some reach for the lilies while others whistle and call Leander's name, but his cool green eyes slide right over them, locking on me instead. Hell yeah, hell yeah. How about you? My chest tightens. Every person gathered turns to stare at me. I'm gonna take those flowers. I reach out, all too aware of the way my fingers tremble as I carefully take the flowers from him. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the flowers leave Leander's hand, their light dims. They fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with an audible clink. All right, bloodhounds, get back to your drinks. Show's over. The green cloaks disperse at his command, returning to their tables and booths. Before I make my way towards Leander, his eyes find me. He gives me a friendly wave, then beckons me over to the crowded counter. Writes down Clover loves lilies. I actually love. I'm pretty basic. I think roses might be my favorite, but then my second I love chrysanthemums and peonies. Peonies are always so beautiful. Indeed is like, you may be looking respectfully, but I am not. Jason Todd vibes. Yeah, is everybody giving like super like? They all seem a little killery, but we'll see. I managed to squeeze beside him, but there's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. Ooh, we touching shoulders. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Is this your first time in Iridia? He says it lightly, with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I'd remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown. My eyes flicker to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. Who should the bartender be?
What can I get you?
Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab. I wasn't expecting the generosity, but I have to admit, I do feel a little thirsty after all that fried dough. Hey, we
thirsty, are we? Hey. Wrist game on point.
I'll have what he's... Hell yeah, we're not... Water? Get out of here. Don't even come to this bar. I'll have what he's having. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. I'm close enough to notice the purple shadows under his lower lids. His eyes wander over me in return, but when they lock on my bandaged hands, a sour taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions. So, what brings you to the Wick? Karash sent me. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, but it immediately falls right back into place. So it's about work.
What
happened? Okay, sorry. I used my scroll wheel in the wrong way. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses filled with what I can only assume is beer. I like beer. I'm okay with beer. I raise my glass and give it an experimental sniff. It smells faintly yeasty, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful. Somehow briny and sour in a way that reminds me of pickles. But any thought of complaining dies the moment I look up and see Leander taking a deep swig from his glass. He lets out a satisfied breath. How can I be of assistance? I need to get to the cenobium. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the entire bar falls silent. Bloodhounds twist in their seats to openly gawk, and finally an especially drunk one speaks up.
The hell are you bringing up the cenobium in here?
Old bloodhound.
Throw him out. This is bloodhound territory.
Sorry that I made that old one also the same old lady who gave us the food. That is my favorite thing. The vibe committed to... The vibe was gone. I know. I do like a white wine, and I don't know. I'm not a huge drinker these days. Those days are behind me. Now I have to sit down and actually enjoy the beer that I drink. I'm not a cocktail drinker, though. I don't know. Does anybody do mixed drinks? Cocktails, I kind of find... I feel like I've had a fancy cocktail before. My friend took me to a fancy cocktail place, and I was like, these are just okay. We got a rule in this bar. No blowing babies. Here we go. When I glance at Leander, he's drinking as though he hadn't noticed the uproar. Only when he catches me looking does he lower his glass. For the love of... He drags a hand down his face. Hey, keep it down, will you? This is business. I tense, expecting an argument, but the outspoken bloodhounds silently return to their drinks. Only a handful continue to watch me warily. Sorry about them. The cenobium's a bit of a touchy subject in these parts. Mixing enough drinks and, well, you saw. How about we continue this outside? When I give him a terse nod, he pushes away from the bar counter. Terse is one of my favorite words. Also, chat, I did not have an end game for this stream, to be honest. I should have thought of, like, a time to finish. I guess maybe I'll finish after we stop talking to Leander. Maybe that's when I'll stop. I'm not sure. I did not think of when to stop. That should have been something that was future Clover. Make a note. You got to figure that out when you play these games. Okay, so okay, we've made it outside. I follow Leander to an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick, where layers of frayed bloodhound posters have been plastered to the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his likeness on the poster is impressive. Karash didn't send you here for help with the cenobium, did he? From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. I glance away. I don't know. Should we play something else like this? We're just go... No, that sounds like crazy, intense music. Let's play something chill. Something chill? Maybe like this? No, that's also too exciting. Oh, no. Oh, no. The scuff. Oh, this is taking a turn for the worst. We're gonna go to maybe... Let's go back to my loading screen music. Nope. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. Okay. I don't know, chat. How are you feeling? Finish whenever you want. Finish the demo? Oh my goodness. Ninonic, I think if I... Oh, hi, Levon? You're going to have to forgive me for mispronouncing things. As you can hear me read, I cannot pronounce stuff very good. Me try read, but me not succeed often. Anyway, finish however you want. Thanks. I appreciate that. If I were to finish this demo, I think it would take like 6 hours just because I'm so slow. But also, I have no idea how long it is. And I'd probably want to go a certain route. Right now, I'm not sure if I like Karash or Leander more. I don't know. Out of the two boys, who's the better boy? All right. Anyway, back to it. From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. Oh, answer to what? See, I talked too much. Oh, about the cenobium. From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. I glance away. No, he didn't. He suggested I find an alternative.
Yet here you are, asking about them anyway. What do you need the Synobium for?
I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer.
Well, I see you're already aware of the city's currency. Information's worth its weight in gold here. Karash told you the truth. The Synobium's dangerous. Get on their bad side and they'll imprison you if you're lucky, or torture you if you're not. But the Synobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary.
The Synobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a world steeped in nightmares. If any place held answers, it would be the Synobium. That's why I came here. Oh yeah, I guess I could split this up. Hi, Seth. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, and everybody who's coming through. I might do that. Maybe I'll break it into parts, and then it'll be a little easier to get through. Then we can all hear all the cool stuff.
That's what they want you to think, but things that seem too good to be true are often just that.
Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. If it's true, if I've sticked everything in a lie, then what now? Leander clears his throat.
But as I always say, there's solutions to every problem and alternatives to every solution.
He claps his hand and turns to me with a brilliant smile.
That's why Karash pointed you to the bloodhounds. Let me help you. Whether it's hunting soulless, finding people, or recovering stolen valuables, we can do it all. And free of charge.
Why ain't nobody charging? How does the economy work in this fantasy realm if nobody is charging for their services? Socialism succeed? Oh, don't worry, I don't have to head out soon. It's pretty nice and late, so I can chill. I'm shaking my head. I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his practice speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander nods slowly.
Then your problem must be fairly serious, and if the Synobium's your first choice, you're searching for a magical solution, aren't you?
When my eyes widen, he nods along, as though he suspected it all along.
I'd be happy to help you out. That is, if you'll tell me what ails you.
Leander might not work for the Synobium, but he is a mage, and a powerful one at that, if his demonstration earlier was any indication. For free? I'm silent, plagued by indecision. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this could be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a pained whisper. I'm cursed.
Cursed? Oh, now I'm very curious. What kind of curse? Something ancestral or more recent?
He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands.
It's your hands, isn't it?
I wait until I'm certain my voice will remain steady before answering. My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I've even finished, Leander begins to take his glove off. He tugs his left hand free and flexes his fingers.
Let's see it.
No, I don't want to touch you, Leander. I kind of like you. He offers me his hand, and a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, but I'm already shrinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is, I can't bring myself to hurt him, to see his kind face twist into a mask of madness. Believe me, this isn't an ordinary curse.
I'll be fine. Besides, where you came from, your affliction was strange, and perhaps where you came from, your affliction was strange and one of a kind. But spend a year in the city and you'll see a thousand curses and thrice as many cures.
Physical contact! I know, I'm very excited. Rogue and Gambit are my favorite ex-couple ever, and this game is giving very much Rogue Gambit vibes.
Do you really think Karash would send you here if I couldn't handle it?
How should I know? I only met him today.
I'm as good as any mage in the Cenobium. Better, even. If they can help, so can I.
You don't know what you're asking me.
I'm asking you to trust me.
I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, with a short breath, I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. Fine, but if you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you.
You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better.
What, boy? Oh my goodness, he's blushing. Oh, Leander, a freak. Uncensored hand-holding in my pure stream. Okay, I guess we're going touch now. With each jolt I expose, I grow... joint, not jolt. With each joint I expose, I grow more and more certain that this is a terrible idea.
Ready when you are.
If he's bothered by the way my hand looks, he doesn't show it. My fingers hover shakily over his palm. 3, 2, 1.
Touch him!
I tap his palm once, as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a brush, but that's all it ever takes. When I look at his face expecting to see the worst, Leander only grins.
See?
It can't be. This time I reach out to touch Leander's palm again. He catches my wrist before I can pull away.
I told you, there's really nothing to worry about.
He trails off when my... Oh, he trails off. This is getting steamy. Turn your eyes away. Oh, hi, Meryl. Glad you could join. This is getting We're just holding hands and it's already so suggestive. Okay. He trails off when my thumb brushes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Color rises in his cheeks, but he remains still except for the subtle bobbing of his throat. ... Hi, Goran's beard. Yeah, blush face emojis for sure. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of Leander's palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't prepared for. I've been with other people, kissed them, been embraced by them, and more, but not like this. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves of his palms, the smooth shell of his nails, the pulse of his heart. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand, not without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing until this moment. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine is hammering as fear gives way to excitement. Ooh, are we gonna be forward? Are we a forward lady in this? I'm 18 up, so I'm good. Oh, turn it up? Turn up the heat! Pump it up! Pushing up my glasses for this one. Everyone, yeah, this is getting really intense for just hands. We're gonna keep touching him, I think. We're gonna be a little forward. We're touch-starved, right? Touch-starved for real. We're just gonna go for it. My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his forearm, where smooth skin abruptly gives way to the raised scar by the edge of his sleeve. It matches the one that runs from his collar to his cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? I glance at Leander's face and his lips part as he considers his words before speaking. It feels wrong to give him Andrew voice. Alright, but we're going to continue.
Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this?
My hand goes still on his arm. So far.
I'll admit your touch does make it somewhat difficult to stay level-headed, but not due to your power.
He takes my hand. His soft green eyes flick to mine before he turns to inspect the golden fissures crisscrossing my knuckles.
Look, we match.
He points at a golden pin on his coat collar, and I give him a small smile. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels as though it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. Have I saved, you guys? Have I saved? I don't think I've saved. Let's do that. I have not saved. Okay. Wow, it's been a while since I played a visual novel. You definitely gotta be saving more. Touch more. Keep touching. Keep touching him. Woo, that's risky. He's gonna get pugnant. Am I pugnant? Yeah, this is how people get pugnant. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked.
May I ask your name?
I'm Clover.
You were right to hide this from me, Clover. That curse of yours, it's unlike anything I've ever dealt with. I can tell you're discreet, but you'd better not go showing that off to anyone else.
I didn't plan on it.
Are you staying in Lowtown?
I pause. Room and board was something I hadn't considered yet. I don't know.
Let's get you properly settled then.
The Wet Wick is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of the bloodhounds have dispersed, or in a few cases fallen asleep behind their drinks.
Got any rooms left? Or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off?
The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. I forgot what voice I gave the bartender. Was it like a grumpy one? You know. Every NPC is going to be this old woman. Okay.
You know I always keep the corner room open for your escapades.
Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained.
I always appreciate it, but you're mistaken. This is just for my friend, Clover.
Sure. Stay as long as you like. You two have fun. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Escapades, huh? Leander clears his throat, then holds the key out to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you?
Nothing. Oh, wait, that was a girl's voice. Nothing. Bloodhound rates. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, and a warm bed. Anything you need.
Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small, but weighs heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. I planned to steal whatever I needed to get by, no matter how dangerous. Thank you.
Go explore, Clover. You'll find many roads in Iridia, each leading to different answers, but if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. Just be careful.
I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into my pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. He's such a nice person. Hi, Dan, gaming fan.
Oh, I wish this was my own game. If I had, I'd love to make a little visual novel. I know that Xena is. If you guys don't know Messed Up Story Xena Alexander, she is the queen. I think she's got one production. I would love to have one, but I don't know what the story would be. No saves, commit to the choices. Okay, we're gonna keep going, keep moving. Yeah, I like him. He seems pretty kind. And also he likes to touch, which is cool.
The air clings, sodden and heavy. Without the morning crowd, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Let's see, should we have a little music change? I don't know. Maybe this one? Maybe this one? Man, these music choices, you guys, I gotta work on these. I really wish that they would let me use whatever music I have, or the music on the game. The Detective and the Thief? Oh, I do need to get the Detective and the Thief. I have a third one written, but I'm not sure. I write basically, like, what happens is I'll write these scripts. I'll have the idea for the first episode and then maybe the second episode when I write, and then I will be like, uh-oh, I've written myself into a corner, and that's such a classic writer's mistake. I think you're supposed to have the whole outline planned before you do anything. So a couple of the audios I do are just kind of making it up as I go, and then I'll write the next piece, and I won't be in love with it, and then it'll take a long time for me to, like, find a way to get around it. Aw, thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Hi. Oh, you guys, I feel much better going through this. This is even better than before. I feel calm now, but still incredibly nervous, but so happy to have everyone here. We're going to go for a little longer. We'll see. Maybe we'll need to meet another one of the boys. Even the peddlers are long gone. I'm not sure what... Okay. Oop, nope, I didn't. Okay. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over stale crusts in a gutter. I feel a ridiculous pang of envy. Of the crows? Of the crows, my dude?
At least they've got reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Karash and Leander both made it clear that the Cenobium can't be trusted, but I came so far and I endured so much. I wonder if I can keep the effects volume up. Whoop! I'm going to do that. We're going to see how that goes. We'll see if an effect comes. And yeah, there's actually no voices in this game, so I can turn this all the way up, but they haven't released the full game, so there's no voice volume yet. But here we go. Thanks, Nainani. I appreciate it, you guys. I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. I should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. Uh-oh. I'm about to turn back when a shadow... I wonder if I have anything, like, I don't know, shadowy? Do I have any shadowy music? I don't know. Let's do that. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. The shadow runs down the street in rivulets, formless dark spreads like ink into blotted shapes. Claws stretch, a muzzle splits open to reveal a long, jagged teeth. Uh-oh, this music too calm for this. A growl rumbles so low and deep I can feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it in like this. If I'm going to die, I want to see what got me first. I steel myself and then turn. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street alone except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. Uh-oh, flashbang. Oh, our third boy. It is time to meet our third boy. Hi, Skittle. What background did you choose? Hi, Skittle. We chose the Hound background. I'm not sure if those affect anything, but I'm excited to see. My first playthrough, not playthrough, I got to like the end of Crash and then I stopped because I wanted to save my surprise for the stream. But my first one I chose the Alchemist, and it doesn't seem much different from that one. But here, let's see. A monster. That much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for a human if it were not for the tufted ears and the tail curled around his ankle. Or the dusk pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Ew. I think I gotta give this one a foxy voice, I think.
Whoa, how do we do this? Jumpy.
Oh no, it's gonna sound like a girl. Alright, we're gonna try.
Jumpy, aren't you?
His tone is so light and carefree, I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was massive and moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've... Oh man, I really just want to give him the foxy voice I normally do for my Kitsune character.
The only beast I've seen are the Wicks drooling regulars, though this did catch my eye.
With a flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger, and he turns on his chain, glittering when it catches the light. My hand... Ooh, I need a little bit of agua. My hand flies to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Wow, say that 5 times. Before some stifled instinct stops me, something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edge of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Who said that's my key? Where did you find it? Oh, am I gonna play dumb? Yeah, let's play a little dumb. Stop right there, criminal scum!
Who said that's my key?
Oh, nope, that was not the line as written. That was not the line as written.
Who said that key's mine? He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage.
Wow, that is not a good voice. I should bring in another voice actor for this one.
A bald-faced lie said without a hint of irony. I can't figure out how he picked my pockets under my nose, but I'm certain he took my key, and I need it back. I approach the man, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do.
Oh, hello, good sir.
The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance? Until I figure out how you managed to rob me? Yeah, I am. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? He gives an exaggerated sigh.
Ugh, I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? ...
He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. Ayo. And that is a parted pink shop of some sort. Hi, Random. Hi, how are ya? Good to see you.
Oh, wow.
I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway.
Lucky for you, I don't charge.
Nobody charges in this city. The economy cannot work like this, you guys. Everybody has to charge something. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and oh stars! That gave me a little moment there. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. Clover, this touch-charged Clover is thirsty. She is meeting people for the first time, and she is going, hi, how are you? I am now in love. I am in love. I'm surprised she didn't have a moment with the person who gave her, the donut. That's not what I meant.
I'm flattered, really. Were sex my trade, I might make an exception for you. How about half off for a handy? Whoa! No, this is on YouTube. You cannot do that, good sir.
Or you could just hand over my key.
Ask nicely. I might even let you tug my tail.
Just throw it here.
So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run.
He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth.
I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick for the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place?
His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything.
What could possibly draw you to this dreary little pigpen, I wonder?
He listlessly watches the arc of the key swinging around his finger.
The weather's shit, the food's dreck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless...
Dagger-sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam with amusement.
Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters.
By now, my embarrassment is worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever experienced.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do the thing that I should have been doing all along. We gonna save. We're gonna save, and you know what? I'm gonna... flirt? I'm gonna put this to you guys, because I need a little bit of a water break. Just for a minute.
Start the poll. Start the poll.
As this, I think it's going live. I hope it's going live. As we're putting this here, let's see how it's going.
how do we want to vote on this? Also, if you are waiting, because, you know, we have these delays on YouTube, do the thing that I said earlier and delete some old photos from your phone. Just go and pick 2 photos and delete them. Let's see. Okay, alrighty. I don't know if this is working. My live chat seems to have gone a little wonky. It says I have no votes. Let's see, I'm gonna say... okay, well, I'm now having a major scuff. I can no longer see my chat, which super sucks. I should not have done that poll. No, sadness. Sadness. Okay, as I experience this scuff, stay with me. I'm gonna end that poll, just because it is, like, messing my stuff up. And then I'm going to pop out this chat again. Thank you guys for your patience. Learning all this stuff is really tough. Oh, people say flirt. Okay, here we go. Flirt back. God, that took forever, you guys. It took like a full 2 minutes. Boo, boo, stream scuff. Okay, here we go. How'd you know that I... Oh, wait, this is supposed to be flirty. How'd you know that I spent all my money, starved and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw? That earns a burst of breath... that earns me a burst of a breathy... We're gonna redo that. How'd you know I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I've been told subtlety's not my strength. So, your place or mine? Okay. If only I had my key, then I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Come, take my hand and we'll go together. Oh, I don't know if I want this because I like Leander. Oh dear. Have I made a mistake? This is fine. We can fix this. Oh no. Let's see. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want, or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack or bite. I won't bite hard, unless you beg me. Oh my goodness. Yo. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as if we're having a conversation and not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their lutist is utterly exquisite. Truly a performance to die for. I gotta find a different voice for this one. Because if he's like a fancy pants, then like, it would be more fancy? There's life in this dreadful place if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key dangling from his finger. Naturally, this dump was little more than a miserable little smear when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Iridia like the back of my hand. Now he's sounding like Andrew. Inconsistent Clover. What about the cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it, that absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I can show you things those stuffy boars in their limp dick tower couldn't even dream of. I've already got plans. Oh, have you some pressing matters at the cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed Bess? That's my business. What's it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Your loss. The stranger, finally bored of his tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and... I've missed the word because I clicked. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs around my elbow. Hey! He yanks me down and I stagger, my soul slipping on the steps. Oh dear, what's going to happen? Are we having one of those fall down moments? For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them, even as his fingers dig into my arm.
I knew I smelled blood. You reek of death and the road. And that fucking doctor.
Oh, we said the F word. We said the F word. Daddy? His voice, often silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer.
And something else.
He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. Let go. I try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. Thrill of dread? Anyway, but just when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me.
Not quite human, not quite monster. Seems we're both.
Veer! The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging it where his grip left grooves in the bandages. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Oh, there was a lady in that room, the pink curtains. Her pressed uniform bears the insignias of the cenobium. Scolding cleric. Scolding cleric voice. I leave you for all of what? 10 minutes and you're making trouble again? Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Veer, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile.
So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine?
A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes minutely. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Veer cuts in.
I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice.
Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens.
Danger's drawn to you, like a moth to the flame. It will always find you, given time.
The woman clucks her tongue, as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word of advice! Don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Veer. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Veer rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly, it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but a leash. Question, head tilt, a leash? Ew, profanity, sorry, Ibrahim. Lady character, where is lady? I know, right? There's only the men. Everything else is free. Veer, a heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. Veer posed deliberately to hide his leash from me. The woman produces a key ring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt. They're hunting for soulless inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. The woman regards me with a polite, if tight, smile before marching down the stairs. Veer lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. So thirsty. So thirsty.
Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed,
Veer hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as if he hadn't just lied and threatened me.
Did you try that thing I mentioned?
Oh, gosh. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The not? That one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you, it's disgusting. Veer's airy laughter echoes down the streets.
It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something.
Wait!
Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pocket and find it. The room key. I ease the key from my pocket and smooth my thumb over its teeth as I try to recall a touch, a tell, or any hint of Veer's sleight of hand, but I can't figure out how he did it. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him, a fate I could share, if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping.
Oh, wow, we've gone a long time. Okay, I am going to, I'm gonna maybe call it here, you guys. Phew. I'm gonna maybe, yeah, it feels like it's been a while. I appreciate everybody staying. Let me see. Let's go back to this one, and then we'll go over to, over here. Wow, thanks everyone. This was such a good first stream. I really loved being able to chat with everybody. This was so much fun. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like streaming before, but I potentially might keep doing this because it's just so fun. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your support. You guys are so awesome. Oh, Respawn. Oh, wow. Oh, Respawn, thank you so much. Oh, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the super chats. It's been so wonderful. This community is awesome. All of you guys are awesome, and I appreciate all of the support so much. I am so excited to make more content for you. This is so much fun. Thanks again, Respawn. Now I'm overclipped. Now I'm almost out again. Thank you guys. I just want to say I appreciate it, and I appreciate you listening and watching, and you know what? Let's do another one. Let's do another one for sure. Because it's so fun talking to everybody and letting you guys hear me practice reading poorly. Wow, I'm gonna schedule one for maybe next week, and then thanks for joining as a member, Goron's Beard. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So I guess I'll schedule the next stream for maybe next week this time, if this works for everybody. Thanks again. You guys are so awesome. I'm gonna go now before I get super clipped. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.